Oh my god, as we are going to be loading into our first game here of our second series of the night.
And here we go. In the bottom right-hand corner of the map, it is the red Protoss playing for Team Big. This is ShoWTimE.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Moondance, we have the Mexican Terran player representing Storm Gaming. It is SpeCial. Moving out with his SCV.
Yeah, there we go. So as advertised, we are going to be going for proxy racks first out of SpeCial. Really nice location for this as well. Pretty hard to scout and very close distance for that Reaper. At the same time, ShoWTimE, we didn't really get to talk about it that much, but he is one of the best defensive Protosses. That's why he's got the nickname The Wall. He does tend to just play a very standard, predictable style, but the way that he plays it is just so refined and so strong that even if you feel like you have a good handle, there's often just not much that you can do about it.
Yeah, and that's a scary prospect, especially in this matchup. I feel like right now the meta, the tendencies are for Terran players to be aggressive, get an early lead, and try and snowball, right? Typically, we don't want to be kind of leaving the Protoss to their own devices, but it can be really difficult to have that kind of mantra when going up against ShoWTimE specifically.
Yeah, absolutely. And I did talk before about this map being a bit of a rough map for TVP, but I think for such a defensive player as ShoWTimE, this map could be pretty good, especially if you get out that early game phase. You can get your first 5 bases quite comfortably after that.
Oh yeah, and we'll see if that's what he goes for. For the time being, SpeCial did, of course, proxy his first racks. ShoWTimE is going to dip in, and he was able to confirm the proxy, or at least the fact that the racks wasn't in the main base. He was actually just dipping around, trying to look for it a little bit there, and the Reaper is about to show its face, reveal itself in the main.
Yeah, and there we go. Does get a scout in that factory as well, so he knows it's just the one racks as this Reaper will be showing up here. Quick pull by ShoWTimE. He is chronoing out that Stalker, but ooh, looks like some nice probe micro. Not going to lose anything just yet.
Yeah, it looks like one probe is going to be going down. The Reaper takes a lot of shots, though. One more and it's going to go down, but it looks like it's barely going to get out with its life.
Yeah, there we go. SpeCial is able to save his Reaper. Makes another one and a Hellion, so he's going to be going for a 2 Reaper, 1 Hellion opening. Just a little bit of a different way to get there, and behind this, expanding, going for his starport as well, and really well timed by scout by ShoWTimE. He's going to be seeing everything.
Oh yeah, ShoWTimE, he dips in, he confirms the Hellion, he confirms the overall opener as well. He has plenty of scouting information here as the probe finally gets taken out by that Hellion. Meanwhile, ShoWTimE, pretty similar to kind of the last series that we saw. We see a Stargate opener. We should, I imagine, be seeing some Phoenixes coming out. It's a great way to be defensive, to get that map control.
Yeah, there we go as well. ShoWTimE just organizing his Stalkers in such a way that he sees this coming. Is it going to be able to start getting a bit of damage on that? The first couple probes are going to be going down, so SpeCial getting some good shots there. He's going to sack that Hellion for the 2 probes that ShoWTimE looks like he is all over this. Oh, he gets juked out by the Reapers.
Oh yeah, exactly. Gets fanged to go in towards the main base, so a 3rd probe is going to be going down. Only 1 probe, but that's also a lot of lost mine time, and again, this damage early on can be that much more impactful as SpeCial gets away with his Reapers.
Yeah, there we go. We've seen Oracle coming out first for ShoWTimE, and arguably being a little bit stubborn there not to go for a shield battery. SpeCial a little bit too quick to lose his Reapers.
Oh yeah, exactly. The Reapers, they will just barely get away there. Meanwhile, we have a follow-up Widowmine drop. Oh. Not just a Widowmine drop, though. We have another drop being set up behind this and an armory on the way.
Yeah, ShoWTimE just misses that drop as well. Looks like he does catch a glimpse of it now, so we'll just be heading on back home with these 3 Stalkers. And looks like the Oracle and Phoenix, they are going to be in position. We have that revelation as well, so brilliant defense coming out from ShoWTimE.
Yeah, so far 0 damage being done, but we do see the Reapers trying to dip on in. It looks like, oh, the medevac and the mine are going to get taken out here. And on top of that, I believe the armory, or the fact that we needed some detection there, was revealed.
Yeah, absolutely. So there we go. We are going to be seeing these Reapers get cleaned up. The defense from ShoWTimE has been impeccable so far. Not going to be losing any probes to these Reapers.
Yeah, the Reapers get cleaned up, but SpeCial, I believe he does have another drop coming in. There we go, it comes in towards the natural base. The Widowmines do end up burrowing. Once again, it looks like shots are going to be baited out though, and Medevac's going to get out.
Yeah, we do have that Phoenix chasing after the medevac. That boost should be finishing up pretty soon. Behind this, ShoWTimE already setting up to take a third. We do see there's one more mine here that hasn't been cleaned up. I'm not sure if ShoWTimE's aware of this. Looks like he is going to sit some stalkers over here.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, the medevac across the map, even though Marines came to try and support it, the medevac did go down alongside that Widow mine. Meanwhile, ShoWTimE, yeah, he's too good for this. He knows the mine is in his natural. He does pull his workers. He does sacrifice one probe.
Yeah, and sits that probe right on top of that mine so it can't unburrow easily. So very nice work from ShoWTimE. He's all over that. Does have his Phoenix count up now. So looks like behind this going to be able to take his third and really has transitioned very nicely through this. Hasn't overreacted too much. Actually got away with not making any shield batteries, which is pretty wild to me.
Yeah, no shield batteries, no cannons either. It's zero static defense, so skimming out a lot there and getting away with it, which is a pretty scary prospect. Like, SpeCial committed quite a bit to that aggression. Looking at the units lost tab, he lost 2 medevacs, 4 mines, and he also invested into this armory, and he only got a handful of probes.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a painful outcome for that build in particular, as we do see ShoWTimE is starting to get his third up. He's got some immortals on the way as well. Will as well just be starting to get that unit count to rise up. His Twilight is finished now, so he can go for blink, can go for charge, anything like that. Starting to get himself into a bit more of a comfortable place.
Yeah, exactly. And because these Phoenixes, he can be that comfortable. He can have eyes on any kind of move out or any kind of sign of aggression here from SpeCial. He's free to avoid any side defense for the time being. He's getting 1 safety shield battery at his 3rd base, so he's not going to be insanely greedy. But the Colossi count has begun. It is about to finish up here, and that's yeah, that's terrifying. ShoWTimE is getting into his safety kind of Phoenix Colossus count. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I apologize dearly for the technical issues that we just had. I don't know what happened, but OBS was dying, Discord was dying, the internet in Live VIP's house was dying, and I just turned the modem off and on, and we're back.
Oh, you turned it off and on again. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go, Bobby. Let's go. Everything should be okay, should be fine. Thankfully, we can resume from where we kicked off. We have lost nothing, except for maybe a couple of seconds when things were a little bit robotic. But thank you so much, everyone in the chat as well, for letting us know that something was amiss. Hopefully, we are smooth sailings from here on out.
Yeah, so we will be able to jump straight back on in where we were at. So far, just to catch everyone back up on what was happening, SpeCial went for a very aggressive opening with the proxy racks, with some mine drops, and ShoWTimE was able to hold very easily and get himself into a good position.
Oh, exactly, in a pretty good position, but you know what, that's not stopping ShoWTimE, sorry, not stopping SpeCial from moving on out. He is going to be hitting with Stim. Combat Shields is still a bit of a ways off here. We'll see what he can get done. The army has been tagged. We have a Colossi. We have a second Colossi coming out in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, so ShoWTimE just setting up for this defense here. SpeCial trying to edge his way in on the tanks. We do have a little bit of a parkour tank holding that angle there, but is ShoWTimE going to be able to pull the trigger? We do have the Raven still alive for SpeCial as well, so he can disable these Colossus.
Oh, exactly. And here we go. 1 disable, 2 disables on those Colossi, and that will force ShoWTimE a little bit back, with Phoenix is doing a great job at CCing those tanks.
Yeah, the Phoenix are able to pick up the tanks, get a good amount of damage on those, just helping to deal with those while the gateway units get on top, and looks like there is going to be a full cleanup for ShoWTimE. Very well handled.
Wow, exactly. Even though we saw those disables, likewise, SpeCial, his army was also disabled as well by those Phoenixes. We do see ShoWTimE maybe overextending a little bit, but he is able to pull back again, defending with the bare minimum.
Yeah, just manages to hold out there. Does a very good job holding back a very committed push by SpeCial. We do see SpeCial is starting to set up a 4th on location as well, so just using the craziness and the aggression to buy himself a bit of map control in that way. And behind this, what is ShoWTimE going for? We do still have Colossus being pumped out. We have double upgrades on the way, as well as some extra gateways.
Yeah, exactly. We're getting up towards that 3 Colossus count. I'm sure once we have that going, we can switch into Disruptor production from there. Oh, we have a Templar Archive, so we can mix in some Archons as well. So he's just slowly refining his army. But I have to give props to Special here, going for a very fast 4th base like this on location. You know, he's got to do something to catch back up.
Yeah, exactly. And he does have the tanks in position as well, just to help deal with any kind of Colossus push. So he's pretty well prepared for that. But yeah, it does look like he needs to get a little bit of damage done. He is setting up to go for this drop, but the map vision for ShoWTimE is fantastic. He has pylons all over the place.
Yeah, this has been spotted. ShoWTimE is responding in kind. The drop is going to be able to get in. We force a recall, but it's only a single drop. Does get 1 probe, but only 1 probe.
Yes, a good defense there from ShoWTimE once again. The drop is going to be able to get out of here for the most part, despite the Phoenixes putting some damage on those medevacs. It looks like we are a little bit oversaturated here in the main for ShoWTimE, but he is still trying to get that 4th up. Opts instead to go for that back base.
Yeah, he goes for the pocket base instead. A little bit safer, not as many resources, but due to all this drop play, I'm sure ShoWTimE just needs a little bit of time to really breathe and refine his army. We have a 2nd Robo on the way. We have Disruptor production coming out from our German Protoss as well. Oh boy. Meanwhile, Special, he's still skirmishing, skirting around the map here, trying to find a way in. He's actually already switched into Ghosts.
Yeah, I do worry as well for ShoWTimE that he's just played this a little bit too safe as well. A player like Australia, I feel like after he cleans up a big push like that and he knows that there's no aggression coming his way, he might even double expand, but ShoWTimE's been quite slow to get his expansion up, and Special wasn't so safe, and he's been able to mine off a 4th base for quite a while now.
Yeah, so even though he had a bit of a harder time earlier on, I feel like he has for the most part been able to catch up here with this faster 4th base. Look at his saturation, 80 SCVs. It's a situation which we don't see too often, where the Terran is ahead in bases, where the Terran is ahead in economy.
Yeah, exactly. So Special, despite that attack not going so well for him, has found himself in a bit of a better spot. He does have +2 attack on his units as well, so very slightly ahead on the upgrades. He's got 2-0 to 1-1, which I think is just a slight bit better.
Just slightly, yeah, I do agree. At the same time, here we go, especially wants to pull the trigger, but he runs into a hit, or he runs into the main army. A lot of Colossus shots going off, a lot of Special's army being shaved off as well. We did see a medevac drop, a Widowmine drop coming in towards that natural base. The Widowmines are still alive, by the way. Looks like they could reset, but the cannon is just about to finish.
Yeah, it does look like just kind of poking and prodding is Special, trying to buy himself time, make sure that he's safe back at home. Doesn't really want this army of ShoWTimEs to get across the map. But speaking of ShoWTimE, already in the center of the map, starting to set up here. Special getting the jump on him.
Oh yeah, nice target firing there on the first Disruptor, but a lot of Colossi shots also still swipe away at the bio. Special is forced back here, but not a bad trade to get that Disruptor.
Yeah, exactly. And we do just have that scan as well, just making sure he isn't being pushed. With all these turrets and tanks at the base here at the front, he should be pretty safe. It's one of the properties of Moondance as a map. It can be very easy to turtle up on, especially around this base in particular. The Special does have a good setup to do so, but at the same time, his army out on the map, it's not the biggest.
It really is, and he has to be really careful not to lose this. We do see a bit of a Zealot run by. You're just going to run into the reinforcements here. He's going to be forced back. At the same time, a triple drop going all the way into the main base, forcing another recall.
Yeah, there we go. So that triple drop is going to be getting a lot of damage here. Nice EMP going down as well. So good multitask from ShoWTimE. This really is his wheelhouse. He's so fantastic at multitask situations. Vikings getting a lot of damage on the Colossus. Both of those going to be going down at the front there.
Oh my god, exactly. A great trade here for Special, just pulling away apart the attention of ShoWTimE. Maybe being a little bit careless with those Colossi in the end. Another EMP, trading again with the Stalkers.
Yeah, and he will just drop and get on out of there. ShoWTimE does have their Phoenix in position. ShoWTimE's army split has been absolutely fantastic so far, but at the same time, we do see his Special just diving straight back in on that 4th. He just doesn't have enough, though. It feels like Special has been really desperate to try to make some damage happen, and while he's gotten good trades, I wouldn't say that he's gotten a lot of good damage necessarily.
Yeah, like he's been trading with Stalkers, he's been resetting the Colossus count, to be fair, but at the same time he's also been losing quite a bit as well. Quite a lot of the Ghosts, quite a lot of the Marauders, and it seems like he has, for the time being, run out of steam. He has to back off and regroup and, yeah, even take a fit.
Yeah, and there we go. You see ShoWTimE setting up through the middle of the map as well, realizing this is his time to get a little bit aggressive here, especially with a higher disruptor count. 6 is starting to get up to that count where you can't just have them constantly coming out to zone out the army.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's insane disruptor count. SpeCial has to respect that. At the same time, looks like a prism slipped into the main base of SpeCial, but only a handful of Zelts made it out, so they're gonna be cleaned up here. SpeCial's gonna make short work of them. And even though the disruptor count is getting quite high, we're already switching into Liberators, and we have those air attack upgrades as well. So SpeCial is also being able to keep up in that tech.
Yeah, there we go. SpeCial is going cleanly into the progression there. Does have that 5th base up and running, getting that into a PF as well. So SpeCial has been able to stay ahead, honestly, if not on par with the Protoss economy for most of this game. But it's always felt like his army's just been a bit too small. And oh, those are massive Novas. If his army was small before, it is a lot smaller now. And those tanks are going to have to start getting involved.
Hey, mate. Size isn't everything, okay? But yeah, I agree. You know, it could be doing a little bit better here. SpeCial is going to be regrouping. He was spread a little bit too thin earlier. Meanwhile, ShoWTimE finally with a bit more map control. He's moving out. It looks like he wants to punish this 5th base. At the same time, SpeCial's army also pushing through the middle of the map. But it looks like is he gonna commit to a counterattack?
Yeah, it does look like he wants to go for this base trade here. He is caught a little out of position, does know that he has the tanks and the PF set up to help delay ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE is going to take out this first PF. Not too many SCVs going down yet, though. And SpeCial on the other side of the map is going to start putting some damage down. ShoWTimE does have disruptors, he does have some DTs. Very nice Nova goes down.
Yeah, defensively, the DTs and the disruptors seem to be a little bit too good. Both players are going to be losing a lot of the bases and a lot of workers, but we have a recall to come back home.
Yeah, there we go. Going to be a little bit of a partial recall coming out from ShoWTimE. Does look like the disruptor venturing a little too close to the sun there will be going down. But the crisis management for ShoWTimE is good here. He is going to be able to get back up and running. Only losing the 1 base. Did lose a lot of probes, but kept most of his disruptors alive.
Yeah, the disruptors have survived. Looking at the unit type here, we have 4 disruptors remaining, and that may just be enough. To be fair, though, SpeCial's army supply is insane right now. He's ahead 40 army supply, and with that, he can still overwhelm the Protoss.
Oh, that disruptor a little bit misrallied there as well. The pathing can be a bit awkward on this map, but with all these Liberators here, ShoWTimE realizes he can't take a fight directly with this army. He's going to be the one to start the base trade this time.
Yeah, exactly. Bearing in mind that this is the more proper base trade because we don't have a recall available here for ShoWTimE. It's been a little bit too soon since he last did use it, so he's going to have to try and break in towards the natural and the main base. Liberators are huge for SpeCial.
Yeah, there he goes. Still a minute on that cooldown for that recall, and this is starting to look pretty nice for SpeCial. He does have those Liberators sieged up in his main, just helping protect his production. So ShoWTimE is just going to have to take out whatever bases he can. Maybe see if he can take out these SCVs as well.
Oh my god, the numbers are going to be going up, and as you said, a lot of SCVs are going to be going down. The repairs is not going to be good enough here. The other important thing to bear in mind is that we do have a couple of DTs on the map, I believe. So if we run out of orbitals, the DTs could change everything.
Yeah, SpeCial they're just going to prioritize taking down that DT shrine for exactly that reason. Does have these Raiders sieging up, so that is going to deny that last little bit of mining for ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE does have these edge bases up and running, and he is coming back home to help deal with this army, but I'm just not sure he has enough.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, he has a lot of Stalkers which have a lot of micro capability, and he has the potential to pick off a couple of units here and there. The Disruptors are lagging a little bit behind, but they are on the way. The entire army of ShoWTimE is ready and waiting to dive on SpeCial.
Yeah, looks like ShoWTimE just seeing if he can trap SpeCial in here. Does have those Stalkers ready to jump on medbacks. Have the Novas to zone out as well, but SpeCial going to take this slowly with the Liberators. And SpeCial is super all in here. He is not mining. ShoWTimE is mining, so ShoWTimE does have that advantage here.
Yeah, there we go. He actually does elevator down onto the low ground. The Liberators do provide him that availability, that safety, that security to do so. But here we go. So ShoWTimE is coming in. He still has those Disruptors. Even though ShoWTimE is behind in the army supply, the Disruptors make up for that.
Yeah, the next is going to be going down. Oh, meanwhile, at the same time, SpeCial just a bit too distracted. Doesn't lift his orbital off that third position, and we'll be losing it to DTs on full energy.
I saw that orbital was on fire earlier, but it looks like it did go down, and now SpeCial is down to only a single orbital, and we have 4 DTs on the map. They can still change the game.
Yeah, there we go. We do have that extra orbital just kind of floating there for SpeCial. Hasn't quite worked out what to do with it yet. Would like him to maybe land that. It's got a lot of energy on there for scans. 3 scans available, but it looks like ShoWTimE just going to be trying to zone out, get himself set up on this last mining base, which is starting to mine out, but he is mining and SpeCial is not.
Yeah, SpeCial is landing in the pocket, but there's only 2 mineral patches here. It's not the most valuable of bases, so SpeCial is going to take a while for his economy to really kick back in. Meanwhile, ShoWTimE is getting 2 bases up and running as we speak. The longer this goes on, the better it's going to be for ShoWTimE.
Yes, exactly. The name of the game here for ShoWTimE is just to delay SpeCial as much as you can. If you can take out some of these Liberators, that would be really nice as well. Good blink, fantastic control coming out from ShoWTimE. Barely loses a single Stalker.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And he's able to take down one of those Liberators as well. We're down to only 3. The Nova is not going to go up.
Ooh. Yeah, that was a brave Nova. That is the kind of move that you have to go for to try to end these kind of games. But SpeCial, he's realizing he has to go for it now. The longer he waits, the worse this is going to get. So all the Liberators have been brought over from the main, and he is really going for it now.
Yeah, the Liberators are bullying this, forcing the army back, but look at the DTs. They're setting up for a bit of a flank as well, coming in from behind. And if SpeCial isn't paying attention, again, he may lose a little bit too much. 1 DT is trickling on in.
Yeah, looks like a ShoWTimE going to start sending in DTs one at a time. Sends another one down towards that natural, and it looks like, oh no, SpeCial muled.
Oh my god, SpeCial did mule. He EMP'd, but his EMP missed because the DT blinked just in time.
Yeah, a bit of a disaster there going for the mule. I understand that he does need to get some mining done there, but with these DTs still on the map, it's going to be a little bit difficult. These EMPs have to be perfect.
Oh, there we go. We do have a scan. DT's going to go down. Wow, ShoWTimE. He runs into the path of that Widowmine, taking a massive shot to the face.
Yeah, and there is no shield battery over here at this last remaining base. This base trade really going to come down to the wire, but the DTs, they are on top of the army. The EMP gets both of them.
The EMP does get both of them in the end. We don't have to worry about any more DTs. The last mining base of ShoWTimE is going to be going down. Novas are going to be going off, but oh, they do get a Marauder. But the base falls. ShoWTimE, though, he expanded it. He's taking another base towards the top right-hand corner of the map.
Yeah, there we go. ShoWTimE gives up the base. What you see is what you get for these 2 armies. ShoWTimE doesn't have any more gateways that he can use to help reinforce. It's such an awkward dance to try to take out these Liberators. 4 Liberators still remaining. We have plenty of energy on the medevacs and on the Ghosts. He might just have to pull the probes and go for it.
Yeah, he may have to just pull the boys. Oh my god, we're down to only 2 disruptors. 1 DT is out there on the map as well. Not with the main army. The disruptors! Oh no!
Oh, 1 disruptor goes down, 2nd disruptor gets dodged. I wonder if ShoWTimE forgot about that prism. He does find it now. He's going to be picking up that disruptor, getting on out of there, but looks like he's just trying to avoid the army of SpeCial for now. The same time, he does still have 1 DT remaining. The scan goes down, the DT is gone.
Yeah, no more invisible men. Meanwhile, ShoWTimE actually cancelled his base on the top right-hand corner of the map. It looks like he recognized that, of course, he cannot protect that location. He does pull the boys, and he's going to be able to take another next... No, actually, he doesn't have enough minerals. Uh-oh.
I have one queued up.
Oh, okay.
One in the bottom left-hand corner.
Ooh, okay. I was like, I saw 600 earlier. There we go. He is going to be able to take another base.
Yeah, so another base going to be going down, and of course, SpeCial doesn't know where this is. Looks like ShoWTimE as well. It does have prism speed. He must have picked that up at some point, and he's just trying to land a sneaky disruptor shot. This could be absolutely game-winning if he can sneak in at just the right time here.
Yeah, it really can. He's waiting for that opportune moment here. There's so much potential here with this disruptor. First Nova goes off, does whiff, doesn't quite get anything here, and now ShoWTimE is looking that much more vulnerable.
Yeah, this army for ShoWTimE, it is bruised, it is battered. He still has the Immortal and Archon back at home, but the army is huge here for SpeCial, and ShoWTimE has to be so careful with this disruptor.
Yeah, he's blinking back, but you know what? He's also leading SpeCial towards his last mining base as well, leading him towards the bottom left-hand corner of the map. SpeCial, he's going for the surround.
Yeah, he has the surround. He's pulling the trigger. He goes for the EMPs. The Archons absolutely melt. This last disruptor is here, but there's just not enough. GG, and ShoWTimE taps out. SpeCial takes game 1.
Oh my god. GG, well played. SpeCial takes it in a nail-biter game. There we go for the base trade. But of course, ShoWTimE had to in that position when he was so far behind compared to the amount of Liberators that he was up against, the positioning as well that SpeCial had, forced into that base trade, and really made the most out of it with his DTs, with Blink on his DTs as well. Thankfully, SpeCial wasn't too trigger happy with those mules towards the end. Otherwise, that could have been disastrous.
Yeah, that definitely looked a little bit scary. He managed to just have enough for one scan at all times, so he does keep himself safe. A clutch EMP as well, getting both of those DTs. So, oof, that was SpeCial getting himself back into that game with a little bit of greed after the big push and going for the base trades at exactly the right moments.
Yeah, exactly. That was really well done. It was a great greed as well, you know, SpeCial taking his 4th base when he did, and for it not to be punished or for it not to be scouted even, was a really great move. The same can be said for his 5th. It took a long time for ShoWTimE to get eyes on that, and when he did try to punish the 5th, that's when the kind of base tradey moves were coming out from SpeCial. So yeah, very well done there from our Mexican Terran.
Yeah, very well done. But that is just game 1. We are 1-0 up from SpeCial. Is he going to be able to hold on to this series?
Can he hold on? Can he go all the way and make the PvT a reality? We are here to find out, as game number 2 is going to be on Data Under the Sea.
Yeah, there we go. So as we were talking about before, a bit more of a defensively orientated map. One that is going to be a bit more comfortable for ShoWTimE to play out his style on.
Oh, exactly. He was struggling a little bit on a smaller map like Moondance, but here he is, the German Protoss player, Demauer himself, representing Team Big. It is ShoWTimE.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, once again sending out a nice early SEV. Playing for Storm Gaming, this is SpeCial.
Wow, 2 days of DreamHack casting Asher and 2 base trades. With we know how to pick him.
Animals. Actually, I do see. I don't really know what it is about how ShoWTimE plays, but I do actually see him get into some crazy base trades pretty often. I remember actually, I think it was an ESL Cup game last year. It was one of the best games of that year, where on Glittering Ashes versus Clem, he had like a 30-minute base trade where they were just fighting over single bases on opposite sides of the map for the whole time, and they're just completely insane. He does seem to get into these positions reasonably often, and I think it just shows his knowledge and understanding of game state, that in a game where maybe other people would just lose straight up, he can turn it into a close base trade.
Yeah, definitely. It may just be like a tendency of his, just as a byproduct of his style. Speaking of, we do see SpeCial going for another proxy Rax here in the middle of the map. Not just a proxy Rax, he also sends a second SCV out on the map to go for an NG-Bay block.
Yeah, very interesting strategy here. The eBay block definitely going to throw you off as the Protoss. Makes it kind of seem like SpeCial's going for more of a macro build. Might lead you to think that this could be a close proxy rather than a full proxy, like one of those fake kind of macro Raxes where you just leave a Rax close to your base and then float it back in after you make the Reaper. But it looks like, yeah, SpeCial is going to be committing to a few Reapers here, maybe going for a similar opening from that first game.
Yeah, here we go. The first Reaper sips in towards the main base. We had a Zealot first. The Zealot is dealing with that eBay. In a couple of seconds, the Adept is going to be coming up. But before the Adept comes out, one probe is going to get picked off.
Yeah, nice damage coming out from this Reaper. Gets out of there as well before that Adept can get that first shot off. We do finally have that eBay being cleaned up, and behind this, ShoWTimE going to throw down a Twilight Council on one base. Very interesting. Looks like he might even be going for a bit of a punish on this.
Is he? Would he be crazy enough to go for a proxy Dark Shrine?
I think this might just be Blink, but yeah, I guess it could be a Dark Shrine as well.
Oh boy, we'll see. The Reapers for the time being are going to be trying to punish this Zealot here. The base has been delayed, but with the delayed base, we have a much faster tech structure out here, and there we go. It is going to be Blink.
Yeah, so he's going to be going for 3-gate Blink with this proxy gateway as well. This does feel a little bit Hero-esque. I know Hero's been going for a lot of very early 3-gate pressure against Terran, and this is, of course, a reaction as well, just to SpeCial going for spending so much resources on early harass. It's unlikely that he's going to have much at home.
Exactly, especially because that Rax has been in the air for so long. Here we go. That proxy has been set up here. We have a Robo behind us as well for some high ground vision so ShoWTimE can commit. But the Reaper is actually checking this location, and SpeCial, he comes across the proxy.
Yeah, there we go. SpeCial sniffing something out, realizing that if ShoWTimE's not going to take that natural straight away, he's probably up to something, and gets the scout here. That Reaper going to be heading across the map as well. Behind this SpeCial, throwing down a bunker at the natural. He has a mine, he has a cyclone as well, so he has some very cost-efficient tools here to help deal with this.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's going to have some decent units here to defend. He's actually going into Banshees as well to go for some counter damage, which could do a lot, especially if we end up using all of our warpins across the map. So we'll see how things line up here as ShoWTimE already has his first 3 Stalkers. Blink is finishing up in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, there we go. ShoWTimE starting to put his forces together here. We do have this mine at the bottom of the ramp, but should be able to be baited out by the Blink Stalkers. ShoWTimE needs to go pretty soon, though, because there is a tank on the way.
Oh, and there we go. It does get baited out. He blinks on 4. Does get a volley off on that Cyclone, but so far the boys are being pulled, and the Cyclone dishes out a lot of damage, taking down one of those Stalkers. Oh.
Yeah, the Cyclone is going to get that lock on. We do see ShoWTimE running on in, getting a good amount of damage on the tank and on the Cyclone as well. Very nice aggression, very nice micro coming out from ShoWTimE. Ooh, what a great blink as well, but those Stalkers are stuck.
Yeah,
or they're not.
Oh my god, they're cracked, puppy. They can blink, and with that they take down the tank, they take down the Cyclone. We have another wave of reinforcements coming in behind this. ShoWTimE is not done, and this time when he pushes up this ramp, there are no factory units.
Yeah, there we go. So ShoWTimE is going to be completely running past this bunker and getting straight on in there. The SCVs have to be pulled. ShoWTimE getting a lot of damage here, but the tank has arrived for SpeCial.
Yeah, the tank has arrived. At the same time, the Banshee did go across the map, by the way. A lot of probes are going down. Both players are bleeding out their workers, but there is no cloak, so this Banshee is going to get cleaned up.
Yeah, Banshee goes down, but 10 probes for that Banshee, more than equalizing the damage done to the Blink Stalkers here. So it does look like after everything has gone down, plays pretty even on probe counts, worker counts, sorry. ShoWTimE going to be dipping on in, trying to get a little bit more damage on these workers here, but the Marines are in position. They are going to punish.
They are going to punish. 2 Stalkers go down here. We do have a scan to take down an Observer as well, so ShoWTimE now doesn't have any high ground vision. With that, his aggression has been put to an end. And after all said and done, I guess he's slightly ahead economically, but just slightly.
Yeah, I mean, considering SpeCial's on 2 bays, I might even say SpeCial's ahead there. And at the same time, ShoWTimE does have charge coming up behind this. He does go for the DT Shrine as well, but SpeCial all over this after that second Banshee. Actually going to be going for a Raven as well, so very heavily delaying his game. Stim and Medivacs are such a long way off, but he will be safe at home, and he does have a way to go counter damage.
Yeah, he is going for that safer play in the end. He still has a second Banshee out on the map as well, so he won't be just leaving ShoWTimE to his own devices. There is a potential there for damage. Oh, but the Banshee does get spotted, is able to delay that third Nexus though.
Yeah, there we go. So just going to be taking out that probe. The Stalkers are in position there. They're going to be pushing it back, that Banshee. We do have the Observer there prepared as well, just expecting Cloak to be done by now. But it looks like that's been skipped out by SpeCial.
And the Banshee does go down, so ShoWTimE doesn't have to worry about any more counter damage, unless, of course, a third Banshee comes out. We do see the Prism is done. Not just the Prism, but also the Dark Shrine by the time this moves out across the map. Is there a world where maybe he snipes that Raven? Can the DTs find the damage that they need to?
Yeah, definitely a little bit of potential here for ShoWTimE. He's going to spot that Raven there as well, so he knows what he's up against. Might want to go into a bit of a charge Archon timing, but no, instead actually going to be going for Blink for the DTs. Very interesting.
Oh my god. Patience, is that you? Okay, so we do have the Blink on forward, and the Raven losing a lot of HP already, but does survive there. The tank shots do get a lot of damage on those Stalkers. Meanwhile, 2 DTs are slipping into the main.
Yeah, 2 of those DTs at the main, one of the natural as well, so the Raven there at the natural is going to be able to deal with that. At the same time, in the main, we do have a full pull away from this. ShoWTimE going to be able to save those DTs. The Raven has arrived.
Raven has arrived, and ShoWTimE is forced back, maybe a little bit premature with that first DT at the natural. ShoWTimE is expanding behind this, so he's not all in by any means. He is looking to transition and contain SpeCial, and he even blinks into the main.
Yeah, ShoWTimE continuing with the aggression, has that DT in position as well. Might even be able to snipe out this Raven if it's not careful, but oh, beautiful matrix there on that Prism. Will be getting these DTs into a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, he's going to try and pick up the DTs, but no, it's not good enough. The DTs go down. The Raven will barely manage to escape here, but SpeCial has finally dealt with every single Dark Templar. And yeah, I do worry for him a little bit though. Okay, there we go. Stim is done, so he at least has that going for him. +1 is on the horizon as well.
Yeah, SpeCial's finally stabilizing here in a wild game. Does have these 4 tanks down on the low ground to help secure a third, but no, looks like instead going for 5 racks here is going to be going all in.
Oh yeah, he's going to be committing here to this 2-base play. I do worry a little bit because again, in these kind of situations, DTs can excel, but not when there are these Ravens. The blink was just revealed here to SpeCial.
Yeah, he will be chasing down that DT, but that was a big stim. There's only one medevac here to heal those units. Meanwhile, SpeCial going to be trying to defend this turret with a little SCV hold position, but ShoWTimE just a little bit too good for that and gets 3 DTs out of there.
Does get out of there, just crippling the economy even more of SpeCial. Again, there is no third CC behind this. He doesn't really intend to expand. He's looking to try and go for one major push, and ShoWTimE, upon recognizing this, we have a Bay on the way. Soon we will have some splash damage.
Yeah, so ShoWTimE just trying to keep this DT aggression up, trying to keep everything at home from SpeCial. Looks like SpeCial instead, he is going to be pulling the SCVs. I really like this choice, just giving up that main, realizes that, you know, that's a bit of a pain to have to defend this whole time. He doesn't want to get distracted. He needs to go for this all in right now.
Yeah, the boys are being pulled. This is going to be spotted here by ShoWTimE. He's going to be getting ready here on top of the ramp. The Raven goes down.
Yeah, and these DTs, these random DTs ShoWTimE has here, are doing so much damage. He changes that to go attack some of the Marines. The blink is going to have so much utility here.
Yeah, it really will. Here we go. The DTs are slipping on in. We do have enough energy for some scans, and then we go. The first scan is going to be utilized. We do see a siege up on these tanks as well. A little bit far behind, but they are getting a lot of damage done on this Protoss army.
Yeah, there we go. ShoWTimE is just going to force that siege to be a little bit out of position here, but meanwhile we do see SpeCial is going to be setting up a turret nice and early, so that turret is going to help defend against the DTs as well. The first disruptor has been revealed. It looks like SpeCial nice and quick to dodge that.
Yeah, exactly. Novo does whip. It doesn't really connect, but the Zealot army is getting on top of all these tanks. The DT's coming from behind.
Yeah, DT's coming in from behind. The Zealot's going to be cleaning up all of the bio, and that means these tanks are defenseless against the Zealots, and SpeCial, of course, GG. A beautiful aggressive game coming out from ShoWTimE.
Yeah, GG, well played. We didn't see kind of any major damage being done, but over time, SpeCial was losing a lot of workers, and it was really slowing down the overall 2-base all-in that he was going for, or even forced him into a 2-base all-in just because of how much economic damage was being taken, and also how much time ShoWTimE was buying.
Yeah, ShoWTimE really distracted him constantly, just kept him on the back foot, kept him defending, bought himself enough time to set up that defense with the Zealots. So that was just a very well played game by ShoWTimE, and nice to see him change gears a little bit on SpeCial.
Definitely. You know, like we saw a much more aggressive style out of him with the proxy, with even the blink DTs as well. All of it coming to fruition here against SpeCial. Very out of the norm, especially playing against the image that ShoWTimE has. But we'll see how everything kind of comes to fruition, how it all comes to an end, as game number 3, the ace match, is going to be on Stargazers.
Yeah, here we go. So you're going to have a little bit of an unusual map. Usually one that's vetoed by Terran against Protoss, just because of the opportunities for blink pressure through that back base. There's just a few annoying features that Protoss can abuse on this map, but knowing SpeCial, he's probably got something in store.
Oh yeah, I imagine. 2-port? We'll see. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Stargazers, we have the German Protoss player representing big esports. It is ShoWTimE.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map for Storm Gaming, this is SpeCial.
boy, and SpeCial himself does have plenty of very special builds. We haven't seen too many of them here so far this series, but he has been known to be a little bit crazy, a little bit wild. You know, you've got players like Dolan who kind of stylistically or iconically have specific builds for Stargazers. SpeCial, show us what you got.
Yeah, I think SpeCial will definitely have something in store for this map. We've been seeing a lot of Hellion drops on this map, a lot of mine drops, plays like that. I think even a tank drop towards the front could be possible. I'm definitely expecting something pretty aggressive coming out from SpeCial, but also ShoWTimE showed in that last game that he can be aggressive too, and I think that's a really good way to deal with an aggressive player like SpeCial, because SpeCial relies so much on having you on the back foot, on having the momentum in his favor. If you can be the one dictating the pace, it does make a player like him very uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, it really can, and hopefully that's what he decides to try and go for here in the ace match. The other kind of build that comes to mind for me is, I think we were casting Gumiho at the time, and to your dismay, Gumiho went for like a Thor drop, and it worked. To be fair, it did work for Gumiho. I think it was in an ESL Open Cup. I don't think we're going to be seeing that.
Wasn't Gumiho. That was... I think it might have been Ryung.
Was it Ryung? Yeah, it may have been Ryung, actually. I'd believe that. Oh my god. But yeah, I don't know if again, look, if your name isn't TY, SpeCial isn't copying you. That's the problem.
Oh no, it was XY.
Was it XY?
Yeah, it was XY.
No, yeah, it was in WGL. True. Yeah. I remember when he took an insane game against I can't remember who it was, but it was like he was definitely the underdog in it. I remember. Was it Sound?
I was thinking that someone as good as Gumiho wouldn't go for a thought drop.
You're an animal. Gonna message Gumiho right now. I'm gonna be like, hey, let's go. Next time we cast you Thor, drop Buffy.
SpeCial just going to be popping up here with that Reaper, trying to get a bit of vision behind this. Looks like ShoWTimE going to be going for a Stargate. I definitely think, once again, Phoenix Open is a very good idea on this map, just because of the short airspace between the two bases, the predictability of Hellion or Mine Drop openers. Looks like ShoWTimE actually hid this probe in the main base of SpeCial as well, and going to get a scout that he didn't necessarily... that SpeCial wasn't necessarily planning on.
Yeah, a bit of an undeserved scout, a cheeky scout there, slipping on in. Very nicely done by ShoWTimE, hiding in the main base of SpeCial. Going to be able to confirm the opener, confirm the production, at least what it looks like. He will be able to get ready here as he does open up with his Phoenixes.
Yeah, there we go. So does it look like for SpeCial we've got possibly a bit of a Marine Mine Drop coming out. Phoenix going to be dipping in, and the Phoenix gets the scout.
Oh yeah, the Phoenix does spot the Marines as they get loaded up, does spot and delay the drop as well. And you can argue that this is already huge here, just forcing SpeCial to stay at home.
Yeah, ShoWTimE doing so much with just a single Phoenix here. Kind of insane, and the second Phoenix is going to be dipping on in here. Might even be able to get a bit of SCV harass here.
Wow, yeah, going to be able to pick off at least 1-2 of these workers. The army of SpeCial is completely just ignoring these Phoenixes, by the way. He's just sending everything across the map. He needs to deal some kind of damage, and ShoWTimE is going to recognize, hold up, that drop, it's missing.
Yeah, very quick reaction from ShoWTimE as well in that main. We'll be putting some damage on that Reaper. Doesn't confirm that kill, but meanwhile, SpeCial going to be setting up for an attack on the front here. We do have a battery in position, but how is the reactions of ShoWTimE? He does pull his adepts back.
It does pull his adepts back. The Phoenixes, they're rushing back home as well. We do have one Widowmine to support this army, but we also have an overcharge available in a couple of seconds. There we go. We do have enough energy at the natural.
Yeah, behind this as well, we do see SpeCial is going for a Banshee, but there we go. He's going to be popping in forward with these Marines, putting a little bit of damage on the pylon. This is the only pylon here that supports this battery, and looks like ShoWTimE recognizes that.
Yeah, we have a couple backup pylons on the way. The overcharge gets used to save the pylon in the end. Quick moves there from ShoWTimE.
Yeah, ShoWTimE quite badly supply blocked here as well, but he's going to be picking up a few of these Marines, takes those out. The lock-on is going to be finishing by the Cyclone. ShoWTimE just going to be waiting until the last possible moment to pull the trigger on this one.
Yeah, exactly. He's waiting a little bit longer. Meanwhile, the Banshee does join the fray as well. No cloak, just like the previous game, but we have plenty of anti-air, plenty of pieces to deal with this. Meanwhile, the overcharge did just run out, but we have a second shield battery.
Yeah, there we go. Second shield battery does go up there. The Observer's there just in time to pick up the mine. ShoWTimE going to be able to take out that mine, pushes away the medevac as well. Everything going to be going down, and GG is called.
GG SpeCial hyper committed with his push, and I guess he wasn't happy with how he was trading there. To be fair, he did get cleaned up quite one-sidedly, and ShoWTimE would have gone for a massive counterattack. Oh.
Yeah, SpeCial almost more than 20 supply behind at the end of that. Realizes that there's just no way for him back into that game. Calls GG, but beautiful defense coming out from ShoWTimE. That was felt like a dominant defense.
Yeah.
I don't often get to say that, but it just felt like completely overwhelming defense.
yeah. It's just SpeCial just ramming headfirst into a brick wall, and ShoWTimE just being so patient with his play, so patient with his army movement, even though he did get supply blocked, like because of his movement with and his use of his shield batteries, his use of his overcharges, waiting for the observer to deal with that widow mine as well. Like, that was just beautifully done.
Yeah, very nicely done. So ShoWTimE will be punching his ticket to go ahead into that winners match, where he will be facing Hero Marine.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get some German on German action. Oh boy. So yeah, congratulations to ShoWTimE. Again, SpeCial, he gets knocked down to the elimination match. Later on this evening, we will be casting SpeCial versus Zaun, as well as Zaun has been patiently waiting for his opponent. But for the time being, we're going to be going on a short break. We're going to try and make it short just because we had some technical issues earlier, and we did have to restart the stream. But take this opportunity to get some water, to get some snacks, to stretch a little bit, and make sure you're not just glued to your monitor. You can look after yourselves. When we come back, we'll have the winners match and the elimination match.
Yeah, there we go. See you soon.